Hello and welcome to Soul Light Connection. I'm Chelsea Brianne, and also welcome to this beautiful forest where I will be recording today. So, on the topic of this video, if you have found your way here, it is because regardless of if you consciously believe it or not, you have made it. You have made it to the place in time where you are meant to be in this present moment. And you might be thinking to yourself, actually, I haven't made it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I have so many things left to accomplish. That's absolutely not true. And while that is valid, and it may be true that there are other goals and destinations you wish to arrive at, and there should be, we never want to stop growing. But it's also so important to realize how far you have come, how far you have grown, and all that you have accomplished. Something that I like to do, and I recommend you do as well, is you write down 3 areas in your life. My go-tos I recommend are relationships, career, and finances. You can also use personal growth, spiritual growth, health and well-being, but just pick 3 categories and number them 1, 2, 3. And in your mind, think back. Let's do, for the sake of this video, let's do about a 6-month timeline. And let's place our minds back to where we were in the summer or winter if you are down under. So let's say June, and consider the area at play and write down where you were, how you were feeling, what you were doing, what that area looked like. And then fast forward now to the present moment and write down how you feel about that area, where you are physically and energetically. And then compare the two. And I think that you will be pleasantly and proudly surprised at how much progress you have made just in that 6-month window. And that's so important to acknowledge, because as soon as we accomplish something, so often we just rarely even acknowledge that we did anything and that we made it to where we were trying to go. And we're just immediately like, okay, on to the next thing. Where can I go next? And there is a lack of this aspect of being proud of ourselves and just really grateful to ourselves and to those around us and to God for how far we have gotten and how far we have come. And the reality is, we are never going to be where we want to be if we are constantly looking to the future. If we're constantly looking and comparing ourselves to a future version of us, we're always going to feel a sense of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment, because we are comparing our present self to this future version of us that we are wanting to get to or wanting to achieve. And while it's so important and vital and beautiful to have goals and aspirations and to strive for a better future, it is equally, if not more important, to have gratitude and appreciation for where you came from and where you are now. Because if you look back in time, there is a past version of you who was likely wanting to be where you are today. I know for myself, as a young girl, like a teenager in my early 20s, it seemed next to impossible that I would ever have a career where I earned enough money. It's a little spider crawling on my phone. That's cute. I couldn't imagine being in a place where I had enough money and financial stability that I would be able to, live in my own house and cover all of my own expenses, drive a new car And that seemed so outlandish and out of touch to the version of me from 10 years ago, that she would look at the Chelsea today and she would just be astounded at all that she has accomplished and how far she has come. But Chelsea today has a tendency to really take that for granted and to, you know, almost just disregard that as still not being enough. There's still somewhere bigger and better and farther along to go. And we really just negate such a sacred practice whenever we don't take the time to just honor the version of us, the past us who got us where we are in the present, everything that we overcame, everything, all the hurdles, all the challenges, all of the beliefs that we had to dismantle within ourselves, everything that we had to do to reach this manifestation that we are now living in. And that's just so important because it really creates such a positive shift and frequency and energy where you feel empowered and you feel accountable and you feel like you can do it. You feel like you can do it because you have the proof right in front of you in the present moment that you can and that you have made it to where you were trying to go. And that's just going to add further fuel and further ammunition to assist you in moving to the next place in your journey. If you can say to yourself, I get that you have other places you want to go. I get that you are on a mission here and that you are moving hard and fast. But can we just take a moment to pause and appreciate how far we've come, that we have made it, that we did do it? And just, if anything, your inner child, your teenage self is going to thank you so much for that, because chances are they would look up to you. Your younger self would be so proud of you. I mean, I know that mine would be of me. And, that little girl or that little boy would not look at you and be like, oh, you can do better. This is really all that you're doing. No, they would be proud regardless of if you have been climbing, physical mountains of, things like careers, cars, houses, finances, or if you've been climbing the inner mountains of healing your trauma, breaking down those limiting beliefs, shifting your mindset, spiritual growth. And yeah, I wanted to make a quick video to just emphasize that you have made it, that you're amazing, that you are doing incredible, and that you just really, really need to take the time to honor that and to appreciate that. Just say thank you to all the versions of you that have come before you, all the challenges, everything that has occurred that got you to where you are in this now moment. And use that as the fuel, as the evidence that you can move mountains, that you can move through things and reach your goals, and use that to drive you to where you're going now. Just, yeah, have some grace for yourself. And just, yeah, I really recommend doing that comparison of 6 months. You can do it as a year comparison if you want, and just notice the shifts. Because when we are in this life, when we are in like the daily grind, the daily, challenges, it's really hard to notice and observe and take in the changes that have actually occurred either within us or outside of us. And it really can help to actually write it down or intentionally think about these things. That way you can see the evidence, you can see the proof of how much growth you have experienced. Let me know if you have done a process like this before, if you try this process out, how it goes for you. And yeah, just know that I'm proud of you. Your younger self is proud of you. Source is proud of you. The earth is proud of you and thankful for all that you're doing. And Thankful that you're here. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night. I'm sending you so much love. Bye bye.